Evening all, and welcome to episode 25 of Kerbalism. Now, last time we put a ScanSat satellite in orbit and a few other missions, and we turned our attention to the moon. We want to build a base up here, something to launch from in the future, something to give us a boost out into the rest of the Kerbal system. So, let's see what weird and wonderful things we can come up with for getting to the moon. So, you're probably looking at this and thinking, what the hell is it? Well, this is the K&K Planetary Command Module. It's, from what I can guess, is designed to be landed onto other planets and obviously serve as a command module. These little adapters on the side simply allow you to add landing legs. So that's quite a nifty little starting point there, and every good base needs a starting point. We've got the corridor adapters on the end. I'm not entirely sure what they do or how they work, but that's what this is for. This is why Testy 1 is about to go. I have also discovered, down here, by rotating the Revomax wheels around to be inside the craft, they poke out the bottom just a little bit. So I can land this and then retract the legs and drive around. So that's the plan. Whether it's going to work or not, well, we'll find out right now. Here we are on the tarmac. If we raise the legs, we sit down on the wheels. Yep, we're on the wheels. And we've got a little bit of crab steering going on here. And we can very, very slowly drive around. Uses a fair bit of electricity to drive around, but we can of course turn our solar panels to face the sun. And yes, okay, so this obviously needs very flat land to work. It's got very little clearance. It'll probably explode if it hits things too hard, but nonetheless it works, and there's no reason it can't be scaled up. Putting, instead of a command module, say a laboratory or a rocket factory, whichever, with these on the end, it would still be able to drive around. We obviously come to a stop, deploy the landing legs, and it lifts up just enough off the ground so the wheels don't do anything. Excellent. And of course, Jeb would still get out and do his little walkie round bit, and then quite happily climb and get back in. Excellent. Now, let's bring a second one of these out and see whether they'll actually dock up together. And here we are in the Testy 2 with Valentina and Bob. Same thing applies. Drop down, let the suspension kick in, and drive around. The only thing that worries me about these is the actual landing. The legs don't actually clear that much, so if we were to land a little too hard, we'd smash the wheels up quite easily. Not really something I want to be doing. Also quite difficult to stop, so I think I'd lower the speed of what these legs and things, the wheels, sorry, can travel at. Right, so we'd try and level up as close as we possibly could with them, like so. Deploy the landing gear, and then switch over to Bill, our engineer. And I believe we don't right click on them. I honestly thought if you were to right click on one, you could start the connection and then connect it to another one. maybe I've got that wrong. Let's back this one up, or forward this one into the other one then. Let's see. Bonk. Blue. Raise the gear up. And it connects. It connects just like that. Look at that. Excellent. That is absolutely fantastic. So let's bring a third one out here with, not with the command module, but with something else. So here we are with a science laboratory. Now the first thing about this is it's got no crew on board, so I can't control it in any way, shape or form. I did have the idea of maybe sticking a probe, possibly on these landing legs here, so each one would have 2 probes on it, with an antenna. But I quickly thought that's going to look weird and going to be drawing so much power after I built up a system to it, it's just going to be odd. It was then that I realised that, well, I don't need to have any crew on this, because I could quite happily flip over to here, undock one of these. He says undock. There we are, and simply drive over to it and pick it up. The wonderful thing about this system is that once I dock onto it, I get control of the landing legs and the wheels that are on there, so I can just drive around with it. And these aren't very good at going up hills, as you can see. They struggle like mad. So on a rough surface, this is gonna be weird. I'll have to try and find somewhere on the moon very, very flat to build this. Obviously the moon is much lower gravity, so perhaps these wheels will work better down there. I'll line up as well as I can. Open them. I like that they don't dock like this, so they're just out of sight. They don't dock until I actually deploy the landing gear and clump. We grab it. Now, of course, we can drop the landing gear again on all of them, and in theory, the system knows which way is forward, which is better than what I know. And the wheels all work perfectly well. The centre wheels are probably working against each other. That doesn't really matter. It bottomed out. That was what I was worried about. A little concerned that it won't have the ability to do clearances. This is quite a sharp edge. And we are, by all intensive purposes, stuck. Here. I'll extend those two. Can I get any grip on the wheels? No. So, yeah, we've got a small design flaw. Would have to probably drive off down there to do with it. It's got its problems. Not really sure if I can change anything in this here. Traction control, steering, no, not really. So, but anyway, it's proof of concept. It does work when it doesn't get jammed on something on the floor. Trying to pull it back, it's just not quite having it yet. I could of course bring the other pod over. Let's try that. I have to cycle the brakes. The brakes were still on this because obviously it was docked with the brakes on. But I think when you undock, the controls just go a bit strange on it. So anyway, we need to drive up the hill, and obviously it's not going to make it. We don't have the power. Nope, we don't have the power. We can barely touch it. Oh, I feel the magnet pulling it down. So, right, okay. These wheels obviously struggle a fair bit. But that's okay. That's okay. This is just a bit of a proof of concept. My little base buggies. Let's go up and over. And let's give them a little bit of a shove, shall we? Just a friendly, gentle pop. There we go. And we're off. Pop. So bring the brakes on for that one. I'm not sure what would happen if I deployed the landing gear with the vehicle moving. Not really something I want to do. I'm also not entirely sure why this is rolling backwards. Guessing it slopes here. Let's deploy the landing gear like this, and it just comes to an instant grinding halt. That's good. That's a good thing. Oh, pressing the wrong button there. Full stop. Forward we go. Again, I'm not quite sure which way is forward or backwards on these, but at least I know which way is up and down. And they're pretty robust. You can bash into things and it seems to be okay. Not everything has to be 100% aligned for it to clip in place. But that's I think it. We will need something to connect left and right. Because obviously I don't want to build a big long base. I'm not sure I'll build one that sort of, yeah, crosses and changes and does all sorts of things. But yeah, proof of concept. Our little buggy base, most importantly, it's a mobile base. It could drive around. We could move it if we needed to. Aha. That's quite interesting. It's like one of them buses that bends in the centre, just without the bendiness. But yes, I'm very happy with that. Now what we need to do is get this and a little bit more over to our little friend there who's just ducking beneath the mountains. And here we are with a slightly overpowered rocket to take us to the moon. After looking at what we can actually do when we get to the moon, I realised I'm missing a few very important things. The first one being a drill. I have no way to actually get any resources from the moon or any other astral body and turn them into ore or rocket parts or metal or whatever. I can't do anything because I can't mine them out. So we're going to need a little bit more research. However, I did think it would be a good idea to send one of my little rover command prop things with the wheels and the landing gear to the moon, so it's there. And I want to send it to the poles. I'm thinking the North Pole because it's on top. But we'll see when we get there. The reason I want to send it to the poles is because the closest to the pole I can get and the higher up I can get, the more chance I'll have of getting a permanent signal to Kerbal, because I still haven't set up a satellite link to relay it around the moon. So yeah, we need to sort of start slow, see how we go, unlock a few new things. This rover does have 4 science bays on it and it's completely autonomous, no Kerbals on it, just on its own. I'm going to drive it around as much as I can, get science from 4 different biomes, hopefully, that's the plan. Transmit them all back to Kerbal, and that should be a decent amount of science, maybe? I suppose, well, we'll see, won't we? So, it would appear, with this designer rocket, ground descent actually puts us all the way up in orbit. Almost. 80 there and 52 there. Yeah, quite impressed with that. As I said, the rover here has got 4 science bays on it and an antenna and bits and pieces. I'm going to land it on this engine here. I'm going to land it down on its behind and then basically push it over and let it fall over. I have managed to screw up the landing gear there slightly, I've noticed, so that's going to be interesting. But I'll make it fall over, hopefully not damage anything on the way down. Pray to the random gods of Kerbal and yeah, see what happens. But first, let's actually get to the moon. And here we go. I'm not entirely sure whether this craft is actually stable. I know from just looking at it, it doesn't look as if that's on the centre line. More weight appears to be this side than the other. Mainly because it's got a flat bottom, but well, there's not really a great deal I can do about that at the moment. I know there is ways to bring up 2 of these, base to base, essentially, so you could bring them up and then they'd be obviously levelled. The weight distribution would be correct, but well, I haven't done that here. We're just doing the one rover, and there we are. That puts us apparently 4 kilometers onto the moon's surface. That's a little bit close, but I'm kind of happy with that. That, I think, for the time being will do. I'm going to turn off the SAS and bring ourselves around a bit, just to get that solar panel into the sunlight. Good for electric charge. I am going to deploy this one as well, because without that we can't contact Kerbal. That's going to throw everything out of whack. It's for some reason a lot heavier than you think, and it makes things go round in weird circles and stuff. But anyway, yes. What I am also going to do is I'm going to rotate the craft. Oh, careful, wait. Like that. To allow that solar panel to actually turn onto the sun. I think that's probably the best way to get the most out of it, so it's not being blocked by the engine. We do that, and unfortunately the sun's gone down. So, okay, let's go out to here and see what happens. Oh, there we are. Right, let's bring up science here and now, just in case something pops up on the way down. And we want to obviously come in pretty close, but not where we are. We want to actually go over the poles, don't we? So, gonna add a maneuver here. Like that. That would send me over the poles. That's 415 meters a second. And there we are. That's good. Using about, at full thrust, about 20 units per second. That's a very rough estimate there, but yeah, right, here we are. 20 kilometers. That's excellent. So now we want to add a mover here, slow ourselves right down, not speed up, slow down. Boom. And we want to try and plonk ourselves on the surface of the moon. So we want to do something like that. Maybe I just want to actually try and get us into an orbit first. I've obviously had lots of failings on landings, so I want to slow down a lot here and then drop, which is not the most efficient way. The most efficient way is to come in as low as you can and burn off the engine. You know, use as little fuel, changing your horizontal speed as possible. But well, that's not what I'm after. I want to come down bum first so I don't do anything wrong. Because that's happened in the past. Happened a lot. One thing I'm not worried about is destroying the engine, however. When it gets down and is down on the surface, it doesn't really matter. Destroying the wheels would be the biggest the biggest bad thing that could happen. Because then the rover can't go anywhere or do anything. But I'm hoping that won't happen. Our wheels are spinning for some reason. Let's turn the brakes on. There's no need to have them spinning. Hoping that one little solar panel is enough to do what I need to do. And let's go around again. We are coming over the top. And so, an 8-second burn. We're on the dark side of the moon. I'm not sure why I keep forgetting its name. It's large, it's grey, it's the closest body to Kerbal. It's called the moon. It's even the same as our real life one, just spelt differently but pronounced pretty much the same. So let's get round a bit. 8 seconds of burn time with that. Yeah, I think we've got plenty of fuel on board. This is going to be fine. I've overshot the mark and we are heading down to the South Pole. Now, I do not know the topography of the moon. I don't know what's high, what's low, what's good and what's bad. But if that's the South Pole right there, we're going to land just off from it. And I don't know if that's going to be... No, that's on the wrong... We want to fire up a bit more. That would land us on the dark side of the moon. We want to go around. The South Pole is right there. So that by rotating that round, the actual marker for the moon is obviously going around in circles. So that's the South Pole right there. So we want to land around here, probably. Like there. Should probably put a fuel cell on board. That would have made sense. Put a fuel cell, bit of fuel. Anyway, let's fire up the engine. And we'll do that. There we are. Now I'm not sure if I had obviously put a ScanSat satellite here, that would have allowed me to get a bit more information. I'm not sure if that's a ridge there. I might aim for that. There's probably people out there right now watching this shouting at me going, why do you not know the moon? It hasn't changed probably since Kerbal's release, and I don't have any excuse. To be quite honest with you, I have absolutely no excuse for not knowing the moon. I haven't really... Well, I have obviously come to the moon a lot, but I normally sort of drop in a crater, pick up science and go, and then drop up here, and then drop over here, and it's always there. It's always between those sort of sections. Along the equator, bit north, bit south. Might take a rover to the North Pole or the South Pole, but I can't say I've ever set up a base on another planet. I've always had aspirations of doing it, just never have. That is all about to change though. I'm going to put us down on that ridge right there. That's my target. I'm overshooting it slightly so I can stop and come down, as I said, backwards rather than not landing a plane. Don't want to come in smoothly low. Want to come in a little bit high and then sort of stop dead and fall down out of the sky. So we fire the engine here. And get it lined up. There we are. Fire engine and stop. And that's good enough to me. Right. Okay. So we've still got plenty of fuel left on this one. Electric charge is okay. Although I'm not sure how well that's actually going to do us. So I'm just going to point it upwards, turn off the SAS, fast forward time, down to about here. There's the sun. Solar panel should be getting something now, hopefully. Yes, there we are, we're full back up again. Right, I want to point this, turn the SAS back on. There's the South Pole, where it all gets completely crazy and wacko and bananas. And this is really, really rough. Really, really rough. So, there should be a crater here, and then we're landing over there. Okay. So, Come on, engine. I've overshot the mark. This does look pretty flat. That's good. Right. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good location. Somewhere here. Right now, crater, yeah, somewhere there, somewhere in between the craters, where hopefully we will get a lot of sunlight. So right, okay. Let's yes, let's ditch that engine. Oh. We have a problem. I don't have any reaction wheels. So I am completely reliant on the engines. On the engine. So, kaboom! Goodbye, you. Right. So this is interesting. That was a big mistake, wasn't it? No engine, no reaction wheels. They were on that stage. Ah, I should have put one here. Ah, dear. Right, well, I'm just going to point up. Might end up a little bit more. This I think is a good place. It's a bit slopey here, but all in all, I think this is a good place. Okay, and touchdown. Nose around. Come on, slow down. Slow down. Come on. Oh dear, cut the engine. Right. Right. Now, I'm doing material study. Woohoo! Keep that. We still have signal to Kerbin, even though I can't even see Kerbin. Where is it? There's Kerbin. I'm not sure how we have a signal to Kerbin still, but I'm happy with that. But I have no way of rotating the craft over. Oh. What? What? No. No, I only want to retract the one leg. Why are you retracting all the legs? Oh, we've broken the solar panels. This is a failure. This is a failure because I didn't put reaction wheels on it. Oh dear. No, we're now going to drain the power out and yeah, everything's going wrong. Not sure why all the legs are opening when I'm telling it to do that. I didn't want them all to open. I just want like the one or... Okay, so we have a bit of a failure here. We've smashed the panels off. That's an issue. Camera's gone nuts. Oh, we've got curb net access. How interesting. We've got 500 meg of data, and I am a complete idiot. So, hands up who called that before I even launched the craft, or as I was talking when I launched the craft. You can't actually do anything with Science Base. You can't send the information back. Oh dear. No, the information has to be recovered or has to be processed in a lab in order to be transmitted back. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, let's look at the positives here. Are there any positives here? We found a landing place. I'm happy with this as a landing place. I feel that here would be good somewhere. So that can be our marker for our landing place. That looks kind of good to me. Yep. And I think it'll be getting sun most of the year round. I could obviously go up on one of these ridges nearby here. But I think if we aim to land down here, when I bring the command module, I can obviously drive around and have a look at where we should go. I mean, that's obviously a big point there. We could go up there. There's no reason why we couldn't sit on top of a ridge. The actual South Pole itself isn't such a good idea. That's very iffy there. Yeah, I think here, oh, there's a very smooth place over there. Smooth place here as well. Obviously, the further away you go from where you are, the less detail you get. I mean, here we can tell exactly how smooth it is and how it looks, whereas over there it looks smooth, but when you get there, it may not. These little ridges here, for instance, they look quite bad from far away, but when you're up close, they're not too bad. They would be a bit much for the rover to get up there, but it could drive around. Right, so I think we shall leave this rover here. Let's turn off where are we? We are Moon Pro rover. Boom. Give me configuration. I want to turn off stuff about battery. But I'm going to leave for the minute the signal one on. Because obviously if it gets cut off from Kerbal, I'd want to know. I'd like to know that it does. I mean, as it stands, it can't actually see Kerbal from there. There's no way. I mean, up there would have been an even better place to land, really, now I think about it. On that ridge there, it's high up. It looks fairly smooth. Is there enough flat land there to build a base? I'm not sure. But yeah, right now we're being blocked by that ridge. Oh, we can go through the ground. That's interesting. But yeah, we are being blocked by that ridge, and we're still getting a signal. So I'm quite happy with that. 5.8 kilometers up from sea level. That's entirely the wrong statement, I think. I know on Kerbal, as it is in real life in Earth, you measure altitude from sea level. So airports may even start at like a few hundred feet or 1,000 feet, I suppose, if you're up in the mountains. I don't know anything, but I know obviously you would start much higher up, like the KSC. If you put longer docking clamps in when you launch, you can start from sort of 180 meters up. Yeah, so right, yes, positives. We have found a landing area. This looks good. The negatives, of course, are this is completely wasted for the time being. It does have batteries on it. There is plenty of fuel still in here. There's some fuel inside there. I could probably transfer some of the fuel around. Oh, there we go. So there's loads of fuel here, and there are some science bays, should I choose to ever come and collect them. They should be able to detach from this holder and be put in something else. Or I could just bring another rover up here and undock that and push it over. I think if I undocked it now, it would just fall on top of its roof. But yeah, if it would let me retract one leg, I think this might fall over that way. But it won't, for some unknown reason. Maybe that's a limitation of the probe over a Kerbal being in here. But anyway, this is done. This has been a pretty much a failure, but well, now we know. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. This episode's a little bit longer than normal, but I thought it was better to leave it as it was rather than split it up into two. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, have fun.